Hench Herbivore.
Says we're live. I don't know if you can hear me, guys, but we've got some issues.
I've signed you in on here if you wanted to quickly do that.
So why is it? Where wasn't it?
On your homepage in freshest videos.
Oh.
Yeah, you're showing up, Paul. You're showing up, and I can hear you.
Oh, sweet. We'll just crack
You're
on
live.
then.
I'll come off the phone.
1 sec, guys. I'll be straight with you. How do I edit this? Edit video.
How about I get in the shot?
Why don't you welcome the Patreons and channel members in case we keep this stream up, if it's actually working properly.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thanks for your continued support, channel members and Patreons. And sorry for the delay and the strange start. I don't know where to look. Yeah, nice to see you all. Can't see anything you're saying. Maybe if I go over here, I can.
Left screen. Click there.
Okay. Well, I assume some people are there. Hello. Hello to you if you are.
We just don't know.
It's all gone funny.
There we go.
Okay, now I shall speak to everyone.
See, that's just flashing.
Oh.
No, it's no good.
Is everyone seeing it?
Is it just flashing our end?
Yeah, because no one's saying anything. But
Right.
it is flashing, so perhaps we just have to look over at that screen.
That's annoying.
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, well, hi Mooncat. Thank you for helping us out. Hi Anchora's Life. She's got a great channel.
Subscribe to her.
Subscribe to her. Bloodhill is here in the house. The big MM was only here for the music, and he's going to go when we come on, so...
I don't blame him.
Fair
This
enough.
is rubbish.
Oh, God. I don't know if we're still live, are we?
I just got my error message, Mark. Some playback ID. Learn more.
Oh, God.
Streaming issues. Let's take a photo of that to show Mark
Oh, yeah.
at a later date. Are you doing it?
I will do it. Can the rest of you, can you still see us, though, even though we are getting an error message? That would be good to know. I suppose I should scroll down to the bottom to see that you can't... It's all fine? You can still see us?
Weird.
No one's saying anything, so, like, comments are still coming. Okay.
I guess we'll just carry on
Hello
then.
to Half Greek. Hello to Cam Tyler.
What's the other half? That's what I want to know.
Tom Hurley is in the house. Stacey Langley.
Now, why is this flashing for you? Is it because we're on the same IP or something?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, no, I'll just turn it off. Whatever.
They're saying it's all,
Right.
They're saying it's all good.
We'll just crack on then, despite having half of our stuff missing.
Emil Zort is saying no flashing here. Okay. Stack to vegan. Have you been working on your handstands?
What handstands? I said this the last time.
Let me get in the screen better. Oh, that squirrel's good. It's good,
isn't
I've
it?
just really noticed him. I've been stressed about the string. Well, not stressed, but yeah, focused on it, we'll say. Chris McGowan is here, if I hadn't already said that. Emil Zort. Tricky. Yo, Hench, where did you get those black vegan gym trainers? I'm interested. Are they good?
I'm interested. Yeah, they're called Hylo. Hylo. I think in a few more days, I'm actually... So I signed an affiliate contract with them, so I can get you some money off. So don't get them straight away. Leave it a few days, and I should have a code for you. But yeah, they're great. Really, really good. Really light, really comfortable, really airy. And all like totally, like sustainable.
They're good stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they basically... And this is what I said to Gemma. I was going to have the meeting with the guy. The guy, one of the founders is Michael Doughty. He's an ex-soccer player here in the UK. And I was due to have a Zoom meeting. And I said to Gemma, if they tell me that they plan to be the vegan Nike, I'm signing. And that was his exact words. So I signed.
Yeah, good stuff. It's so weird how the stream is looking bad on my computer and your computer, but everyone else is saying it's fine.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Bonkers.
Anyway,
Andre's there. So you got that message as well. Oh, but you're in my account. That's why, isn't it?
Oh, how
So
silly
you're
of
signing
me.
to yours.
Okay.
Well, I also
Silly.
half Greek. The other half is Irish and German. Now that doesn't make sense. Now, how much of the half is Irish and how much German? But it's good that you're all vegan. That's the main thing. That's the only thing that counts.
100% vegan. Any nationality is fine.
Graven Babies is up in here, and Peace Channel. Thank you for your kind words. Charlotte Lucy, I've not been able to watch your lives for so long. I'm happy, so happy I'm not at work and can be involved. It's good to have you back, Charlotte Lucy.
Yeah.
So that's a vegan. Handstands are great for demonstrating strength and balance. Work on it. No.
He doesn't want to.
I don't want to. I demonstrate strength and balance by walking into the gym and not falling over, and then leg pressing 400 kilos. There's only so many hours in the day. I'm doing cold showers. I'm doing breath work. I'm doing like an hour meditation, or I will be soon, like an hour and 20. I'm working up to. Is it about?
Hour and 10.
I'm in the gym. I'm doing cardio. I'm making videos. I'm making reels. I'm doing posts. Basically, don't get a minute to fart, let alone doing bloody handstands on top of it.
How come you do so many of them?
But thank you for your encouragement, Slack to Vegan. I really appreciate you. Andre, been following Vegetable Police's latest shenanigans. He's doing a 90-day juice fast. Thoughts on juice fasting? You got no fibre, you're not feeding the good gut microbes, and you're just going to totally decimate your health. Not that he hasn't already totally decimated it. Also, that sugar, devoid of fibre, gives you dementia as well, like Alzheimer's. So he's basically, his gut health's going to get even worse than ever, and he's just going to have dementia.
He's trying really hard, bless him. You can tell he's
trying really hard to do all
these
different things.
So he must really be desperate. That's what I can say.
In an ideal world, he'd have took those tests from Goji Man and then treated whatever symptoms were diagnosed, or underlying like conditions were diagnosed, like I did, and then that would have only taken him like a few short weeks, and he'd be fine now, and he wouldn't have to be killing animals or risking dementia or not feeding his gut microbes, which are the key to your health. He's not doing the one thing that is the key to good health by eating fibre and feeding his good gut microbes. Bonkers.
Yeah, bonkers indeed, hey?
Blood Hill, I wouldn't surprise like you joined the trend. They already have. And yeah, you're right. Graven Babies. Oh, hang on. Andre, Hench and Gemma, rate your general day-to-day level of stress on a scale of 1 permit chill to 10 permit fret. Generally, I don't know, like a 2 or something. Just lately I'm working on some self-development stuff, which is quite tricky, so I'd say maybe a 3, sometimes 100 for a few seconds. But I'm getting back down to baseline pretty quick, so that's quite nice. And you know, nothing worthwhile is easy, is it? I think some stress is good. It's where you learn.
Yeah.
But general day to day, pretty damn chilled. Got a great life, living my purpose. Got a beautiful fiance, got a roof over my head, got food. I'm doing all right. Yeah, and we're getting some expansion. I would like the channel to grow a bit quicker. You know, I'd like to get a few more video views, but whatever. We'll be doing that new business soon, and we'll be YouTube.
My stress levels change tremendously. Like, I can have great mental health days, or weeks, or months, and I'd say, like, you know, I can feel like, you know, one. For a good amount of time, or I can have periods where I am, you know, really feeling like stressed and maybe in fight or flight and stuff. I tell you, the thing that stresses me the most is like I'm quite certainty driven. There's like 6 human needs that we have. One of them being certainty. You know,
Is that sort of? I know they're all important, but is that like a sort of main one?
I'd say, because if you think about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom there, the most important things is like survival based, isn't it? You know, that you've got food and shelter and all that stuff, and you can't progress to caring about or meeting any higher needs, you know, than until you've got all that set. So sometimes,
and so like expansion and being of service are
it's like higher up,
real
you know,
higher needs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like the icing on the cake sort of thing.
Yeah.
The cherry on the icing on the cake.
So I'm very certainty driven, and if for any amount of time I feel not so much certainty like financially or something like that, then I can just be so stressed and find it hard to get more into a place of balance, you know, even though I can try really hard and meditate and different things. It depends what day you ask me. It depends on what I will say, really, I guess. But I think the more I work on my self-development and healing from past stuff, you know, etc., then the more I can tolerate before I become out of balance. So I used to have a lot of depression and anxiety years ago, like that was my life all the time. But now it comes and it goes, and it's coming a lot less often. So I'm heading in the right direction. That was a long answer.
How is my foot? Yeah, so for those that don't know, we did cold river therapy recently, and I did have some kind of flip-flops on, but I lost it. It was a massive plant life and shrubbery and just horrible old brickwork and stones in the riverbed, and I basically hurt my foot quite badly. I got like a cut and like it really swelled up, and I didn't know if I might have had an infection. But so I showed that on my Instagram stories, but the very next day, you gave it away. But my foot went sort of black and the swelling came out. So basically it was a bruise about to happen. I haven't got an infection. And actually the bruise is nearly gone. It's about a week.
You've healed that up quick. Like within a day when you showed it to me again, that was healing up really fast, really nicely.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Well, not fine, but...
yeah. You just didn't walk, did you,
it's
for
all
like
right.
a few days? Like,
I just kept my weight off it.
We didn't go on our usual walks, that kind of thing.
I was still in the gym and whatnot. Yeah. And putting my foot up Connor's ass. Foot up his ass. Foot up his ass.
Metaphorically.
Sorry, I wanted to kick cowboy then.
Oh. That's your instant lesson, is to not do that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. Blood Hill, perhaps handstand push. Stop with the handstands.
Your handstand mad. You're focused on it.
KVK loves video editing and singing. Why is refined sugar bad for us, and what is the daily limit for sugar? Well, there's an arbitrary limit set by the government, and they say, it is fairly healthy if you only have this much. But basically, any sugar is just pushing you towards disease. So the healthiest amount of refined sugar is 0. You need whole foods. You need the sugars attached to the fibre with the polyphenols. That's whole foods are healthy. When you isolate one nutrient out of that, then it's a whole different beast. I've heard it said that refined sugar has more in common with a drug than food. You know, it's going to contribute towards. Well, it's not so much the diabetes. I think it can make diabetes sort of worse. It doesn't cause it, but it can make the symptoms certainly worse. But it's the number one risk factor for, as I say. What's that called? Dementia, Alzheimer's disease. It's the number one thing to give you Alzheimer's disease is refined sugar. High triglycerides. I think fatty liver disease, does it contribute towards? Just horrible diseases. It's not real food. Don't have it. Cut it out.
You missed a question from Chris McGowan.
Oh God. Tempeh versus tofu. Is there a health difference? Yeah, tempeh is a lot healthier. Tempeh is a whole. It's the whole beans with mycelium. It's fermented, so there's a little benefit from that. Mycelium is the root of mushrooms, super healthy. It's fermented, so it's more bioavailable, more digestible. You've got all the vitamins and minerals in the soya beans. Whereas with tofu, they're basically stripping out all the fibre. Fibre is a cornerstone of our health, as I said earlier. I think you're losing about half the minerals as well. I think in an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, the judicious use of a little bit of tofu, you know, that's not so bad if you eat tons of other good stuff, you know, plenty of greens and stuff. I wouldn't say it's going to kill you, but it is a lost opportunity where you could have eaten something healthier, aka whole beans or tempeh.
Healthier compared to what?
Yeah,
So
Dr. Gregor says.
Yeah.
Charlotte Lucy is an animal nurse, which means her stress levels are 10,000% all the time.
Bless you. I feel for you. I cannot do that. I bet you must pick up on the stress of the animals as well. It must just be a chemical cocktail of stress in there.
Chemical
I
cocktail.
hope you do some meditation for yourself.
Selective vegan. Ooh, a question for you guys. Are you considering handstand push? No, you must have heard about the case of Jordan Peterson. What do you mean the case of Jordan Peterson? I know who he is. He's sort of is he a kind of philosopher type?
Is he about self-development or something?
Yeah, and
Him.
you think he's a lion as well, but he's super real all the time. Have you ever thought about making a video on him? No, he supposedly preaches kindness but shuns vegans. Yeah, no, not really. I'm more of your fitness and nutrition, health and fitness. So not really my wheelhouse. But yeah, it's a good topic for sure.
If he talks about what he eats, you could like critique it.
Yeah, I would say, so you think you're a lion, do you? How's that doing for you? You seem to be on tons of meds and super sick. Tracy, Flying Phoenix, how frustrating is the bread aisle in the supermarket? Sprinkle of suffering and pinch of exploitation hidden in nearly every item.
It's annoying, isn't it, bread? You've looked in loads of shops in Norwich and there's one type of bread in all of them that hasn't got palm oil that you like to get, so to go to one specific shop for it. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Blood Hill brings up a point. We want another strawberry. Thanks, Graven Babies. Robert Pacino. Nope, that's not for me. Cowboy. Betty Green's in the house. Good to see you, bestie. Raw Boss. David Goodell. Pamo Dorino. Sorry, but you're okay. We were late as well. We had no end of issues trying to get the stream started. Plant-based Powers in the house. He's listening to 2 streams at once. Crazy. Graven, have you gotten your COVID vaccines? I got both doses. To be honest, not to be strange about it, but I get so much hassle about vaccines if I mention them from either side that I would rather not mention. Not trying to be weird or something, but I would just rather avoid the topic for if not, the chat just goes into a load of COVID like nonsense and
the 69 Pigeon is just subscribed.
Thank you.
Edward Gurley is just subscribed.
Yeah, I bet this is some sort of weird crash.
We keep having it, don't we?
Yeah.
First it was with super chats repeating, and then it was.
Anyway, how are you feeling, Graven Babies? Did you have any negative reaction, or that's gone wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling, Graven Babies? I hope you didn't get any negative temporary side effects. Selective Vegan said Jordan Peterson claimed that he healed his gut with a carnivore diet. Yeah, that's what I mean by his case. Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically he's not putting foods in that show up the symptoms, but he will be making the cause worse. So my argument is, if you've healed yourself, now put in some of the healthiest foods in the world and see how you react. That would be my argument.
He's temporarily not got some gut-related symptoms, perhaps, but soon he will have symptoms related to other things like
his heart exploding.
Yeah.
Andre, Vegan Games done some good videos on Peterson. Yeah, this is the other thing. Like, it's already sort of been covered, isn't it? That's the other thing. Hanan, is tofu good for health? Compared to what? Compared to meat, yes. Compared to beans, not so much. But not too bad, as long as it's not got additives, is what I would say.
Don't get the oily ones.
I get the oily, yeah.
Yeah.
Is salt bad for health? Yeah, you don't want too much. About 1,500 milligrams, supposedly, according to nutritionfacts.org, and they look at all the science. they say about 1,500 milligrams per day is about right, and much more than that, you're raising your risk for stomach cancer, your blood pressure. What else is it? It blocks your expression of superoxide dismutase at the very time that you want that to be expressed, aka when nutrients are hitting your bloodstream, the particles from your food, but it blunts the expression, so then it can't undo the oxidative stress on the inside of the blood vessels. So,
Excuse me.
I mean, we have a need for sodium. We need a certain amount of sodium. So, yes, it's good for health, but only, it's the dose that makes the poison. Like anything, you can drink too much water. The dose makes the poison.
Would it just be better if you got all your sodium from vegetables?
Yes, please. Pedro, frozen versus fresh veggies. If the fresh veggies are super fresh, I'd go fresh. If the fresh berries are a few days old, I'd go frozen.
I'm noticing all this stuff. You're talking about salt and tofu versus tempeh and frozen versus fresh. It's all on our course, isn't it?
It's all on our course. Buy it for a mere £100 or ask your questions free here. It's your choice, but this doesn't pay our bills.
I just noticed how you said 3 things in a row and it made me think, this is the course.
This is the stuff we should be putting in our video. And we have.
Oh, we have, yeah.
Oh, you were right, Raven Babies. I was only... Well, I wasn't... Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get it. I had no issues at all. Maybe a little sleepy from the second dose. Oh, okay. Wow. Henriquez. Hi, what's the most amount of protein we can absorb from a meal? I don't really know. I don't really know if the science has been done. We used to say like 30 grams, but that's a load of nonsense. No, I can't tell you. But it's a lot more than 30 grams, that's for sure. Cheers from Portugal, by the way. The cheesecake looks absolutely delicious.
Who's seen our new video? Cheesecake recipe that you put out today.
That was great.
You had a slice of that, didn't you?
Oh, it's delicious.
Earlier on.
I nearly had it for dinner as well, but I thought I'd better get some sunflower seeds in because I'm not as much. I was aware I was a bit low on vitamin E.
So we've got a new video. It is a cheesecake that hasn't got any sugar, believe it or not. It's sweetened with dates. I think it's all dates. And most cheesecakes, they you either get unhealthy ones full of oil and sugar and stuff, or you can get raw ones that usually have coconut oil in order to solidify them. But we've come up with a recipe that hasn't got any of that stuff. It's just all healthy, whole plant foods plus some sugar-free soya yogurt. That's the only thing that's not a whole food in there. Yeah, check it out. It's good stuff, and it's from our Virtuous Vegan Desserts cookbook.
Here's a different question. Chris McGowan. Do you drive? No. What? No and yes. And what was your first car/dream car? I plan never to have a car. I will like a good hybrid bicycle. Burn fat, not oil. No, you say.
I had a Peugeot 106, so only car I've ever owned. Small car. Then I got with you, didn't I? I had that little car, and you were.
I didn't really fit.
Yeah, you looked a bit ridiculous in there.
I looked a bit redonkulous.
And then it got really old. It was going to cost too much to get it. Get the what's it called when you have it served? The yearly thing.
MOT.
Yeah, it was going to cost too much to get the work done to make it pass. So I scrapped it, and then we just used that money plus a bit more money on top to buy bikes. Didn't we? We got 2 bikes that were good.
We got snazzy bikes.
And we sort of said, maybe we'll get a car again, in a bit when we've got some money. And we just thought, we just got into cycling, didn't we? We realised that everywhere in Norwich we want to get to, you can get there reasonably easy, sometimes quicker than the traffic, depending on the time of day and stuff, So, we love cycling now, don't we? And
yeah.
Sometimes I think, if I need to take Cowboy to the vets, I think, it'd be nice if I had a car then. It's like the odd time where I think it would be nice, but not often enough to warrant having one. And I wouldn't like to drive to places far away, say like the camp out and stuff anyway. I'd rather get public transport or go with some other people or something. Yeah.
Yarp.
We get all our groceries ourselves, don't we? Just cycle or walk to shops every few days or whatever and have a couple of backpacks, That's how we get most of them.
Yeah. Benny Green, most push-ups you've ever done at once? 64. 64. That was when I was training for my second Dan karate black belt. How many for you, Benny Green? I bet you can do like 1 million.
I did 7.
You look like you've got one of those sort of physiques, like a good strength to body weight ratio. Mine's not great, really.
So damn big.
Yeah.
I did 7 the other day with my knees on the floor and my hands on the sofa. I'm trying to regain some strength. That's where I'm at. Yeah,
we're all at different points. Hannah, dropping in for like 2 minutes on my lunch break just to see your friendly faces and positive vibes. Loves from Santa Fe. Thanks for joining, Hannah. Bless you. What kind words. Andre, so many subs. Look at our tip jar. It's full of subs.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that before.
It's a shame they're not real subs.
Some glitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad, isn't it? Hang on. What's going on? I'm getting confused. I answered this question, comment from Raven, didn't I? What? Have I gone? Oh, I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, it's jumped again.
Oh, God.
Flipping heck!
Goddamn.
Gesundheit. Plant-based powered. Is it okay to put chunks of coconut in a smoothie? It's probably... I don't know, but I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't. I think you might be. Sort of freeing up some of those long and very long chain triglycerides potentially. Yeah, I wouldn't. But I've got no data to back that up with. Aled, hey guys, it's my first live stream in a while. Good to see you. Good to see you, Aled. How's it going? Whereabouts are you in the world, and how's the vegan scene there? I'm interested. Deepak09, do you offer personal meal plans / training guides? No. Or can you point me to someone that does? I'll check and see him there, but he doesn't. Corinne Sutton on Instagram. I think he's your best bet. KORIN SUTTON. Corinne Sutton. He is good stuff.
You did a nice interview with him, didn't you?
Yeah, on IGTV if you want to check him out. Interesting story. He went vegan after he was a Marine in Iraq. He was fighting in Iraq, and he just said like the violence he saw just made him appreciate how precious life is, and he went vegan for seeing like human on human violence, believe it or not. Half Greek. If I could bake, I would try the cheesecake. I love cherry anything. It's not difficult, is it?
It's really not difficult. You just blend up some ingredients for the base, put it in the tin, blend up ingredients for the filling, put it in the oven. The only thing you can get wrong with that recipe is if your oven runs too hot. And sometimes you don't know that unless you have an oven thermometer, or if you've tried to follow enough recipes from online and noticed that yours cook quicker than the recipe says, then you'll know your oven runs hot. It's really key that you don't cook it above 150. We haven't got any lights on, what are we thinking? Because the first couple of times I was trying to make that recipe, I came up with it, and recipes online, they were kind of saying with similar ingredients, like, that temperature. I kept cooking it and it kept burning, and I was thinking like, what is going on here? It was a recipe that I struggled with the most out of the entire desserts cookbook to come up with. I was really determined because I wanted it to be a baked cheesecake rather than a raw one, because there was already some raw desserts in the book.
Raw!
And yeah, I cracked it. That's the only thing you can get wrong. It's just if the temperature's runs too high on your oven. Other than that, it's a real foolproof recipe, honest. I'm no master chef. I really am not.
Andre, John McDougall has released a couple of great videos in the last few weeks. Protein needs, and of course about potatoes. It's my favourite plant-based talk. Got me on the right track. Yeah, I think he's fantastic. Yeah, I really do. Minka, should I turn notifications off? That is a very kind offer. I think it's subsided now, and I don't want to miss when we get a big flood of super chats. Hint, hint.
It just seems
Right, that
few
wouldn't have been a
streams.
bad idea.
We
Yeah,
have
some sort of glitch.
a row of something coming up, but
That's God stupid. Right, I think we've answered that one. I mean, like, you can probably get away with a little bit of coconut, but, like, you want your serum LDL to be no higher than about 70 milligrams per deciliter, and unless you've got a personal test kit, like, you don't know, do you? So, and I think that's your heart health, you know, I think, you know, the heart's pretty important, so, yeah, I swerve it. Kanan, is oil bad for health? Is there any limit for it that is healthy? Maybe. But we don't know. There's no science on it, really. Super chat. Andre kindly donated $2 Canadian.
Thank you, Andre.
We guilted him into giving us his money.
That's very kind.
Thanks, Andre. You lovely man. Really appreciate it. Well, what was I then saying?
Oil you were talking about.
Oil. Where's
Like, is there any amount that's healthy? He was saying. You were saying.
So, healthy compared to what? Do you know, that's that thing again, isn't it? Healthy compared to what? It's the dose that makes the poison, and it's the opportunity cost as well. If you're having coconut oil, well, that raises your risk for heart disease, our number one killer. It raises your serum LDL. There's several vegan, they call them like tropical oils. Coconut oil, palm kernel oil, cocoa butter. Yeah. Maybe there's a small amount where you wouldn't get your serum LDL high enough, but it's still saturated fat. It still causes inflammation. It still is the root cause of a lot of disease. It harms the gut microbiome, you know. Healthy compared to what? Some of the less harmful oils, like a cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil in an opaque bottle. You know, would 1 or 2 tablespoons in an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet have any real clinical difference in outcome over a lifetime versus someone eating completely whole plant foods? We don't know. No one's done the science. But we can infer that it's likely not as healthy because you've got no fibre, it's loads of calories, you know. There's so many people that are overweight and depressed walking around, and there's a higher omega-6 to 3 ratio. The omega-3 is destroyed by cooking. When you heat... what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when you superheat like fats and proteins, you create advanced glycation end products. When you superheat starches, you create acrylamides. You know, you're creating oxygen-free radicals. There's nothing healthy in oils that are not in the whole plant food, but there's a whole lot more in the whole. There's exponentially more nutrition in whole plant foods, and there's fibre, and there's virtually no nutrient or very, very little in the way of nutrients in oil. There's a lot of calories. Most people, I would wager that most people with oil in their diets struggle with body weight maintenance. Not all, but most. It's going to make it a lot harder. Whereas if you're just eating whole plant foods, you can basically eat as much as you want and still even lose weight if you want to. You know, reference the Broad study up in New Zealand at the end of 2016. So, yeah, is it healthy? Healthy compared to what? And is there an amount where you wouldn't have a negative health outcome? Maybe, but it's not going to be optimal, would be what I'd say. You know, it's a bit like saying, is there an amount of meat I can eat and not get heart disease? And yeah, likely there is. It's not going to be a whole lot. It's not going to be worth eating. It's not worth an animal dying for. And it's not going to be benefiting health because any nutrient in animals came from plants in the first place or from the sun. Or from the B12 they were injected with. Right, where were we?
We haven't put any music on this evening.
Oh, we ain't got no music on. Let's put a bit of music on. I thought that was a bit lackluster.
It's just something during the silence, isn't it? Anyway, what's it, Friday? How has your week been, everybody? And what are you doing this weekend? What are you bleeding? Oh yeah, I turned your speaker off earlier because you went to the loo and I was concentrating and Ellie was on Vegan Gaze, but I wanted to hear her, but I couldn't concentrate.
Not that blinking Vegan Gaze.
How's the volume with that? I think we're sort of having a day off or a half day at least tomorrow.
Do you know, I could do with one really.
Yeah. Okay, we're having a day off.
We're having a day off.
Having a blooming day off. You know, for a nice walk in the park. I want to do 2 meditations. One in the morning, one in the afternoon. How do you say?
I'm in.
What do you say? Oh, Mooncat's day has been poo. Oh.
Oh.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Very sorry.
Charlotte, have you guys been to the Lake District? I don't think I have. Have you been there?
I went there when I was in middle school.
I thought you said
on a
that
school
before.
trip. It was beautiful. I didn't appreciate it at the time though. I just thought, oh god, I've got to do all this walking and, you know, get blisters on my feet and like, yeah. I liked being on a trip, you know, that was good, but
I like being on a trip.
I didn't appreciate the
Not that
beauty of it
sort.
at all. I'd love to go back there now. But yeah, back then I just didn't appreciate it.
There's 2 amazing places called Ginny's Teapot and Gandhi's Cafe, both fully veggie and an absolutely amazing, delicious vegan
Good
range.
to know. That's very good to know. Would you like to go there?
Yeah. Hook it up.
It's very picturesque.
Anchorad, we really can't wait to watch your cheesecake video soon and a load
nice.
of lovely emojis.
Oh god damn.
Oh, god damn. Thank you very much. Vegan Profit, there's nowhere really to go in Norwich either. I know loads of places. What are you on about?
To eat? Well,
We're the most vegan city in the UK.
we looked recently on Happy Cow,
Apparently.
and there's 101 places that are vegan and vegetarian, or have vegan options like menus.
In the local area, 101.
Within 3 miles, was it, of the city centre?
I don't know how many miles, but it was. I put Norwich basically. So
Yeah. Okay. 101.
101.
Insane. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Acacia, I've only started exercising recently and I can do 65 push-ups. Well, you had to go one better, didn't you? On my knees, though. That makes me feel better. Andre, woot, I've done 72. I'm stronger than Hench. And it's not because I'm 2/3 of his weight. Not that at all. Benny did 110, then gave up. How dare you?
How very dare you?
How dare you outclass me like that? We're back to that again. Oh, what? Oh, are people putting the things in the chat twice and I'm seeing them the second time? I keep thinking that I'm just getting confused to where I am in the chat.
You're confusing him.
I'm easily confused. That's because I'm vegan and it's to me. Thanks, Graven. Big Spoon Bear hit the weights yesterday following recovery from surgery. Any good tips for DOMs? Not really. It's just a waiting game, isn't it? So the better quality diet you've got, the more alkaline and anti-inflammatory. So whole foods, plant-based is best. Lots of antioxidants, but it's really a waiting game. If you've got mild DOMs, it's normally the next day. If you have severe DOMs, it normally comes on 2 days later, and you know you're in a world of hurt. I guess like heat and cold therapy. CBD oil is really good, actually.
What about those new?
Link in the description. Go with your money. 30% off with code HENCH30. Hench CBD 30.
What about those new topical things from Honest Temp?
Oh.
Cool. Go and get them.
Yeah. Okay.
Bossing him around. If you're recovering from surgery, I invite you to eat as clean and great as you can, just so that your body has an easier time of things and so it's got more energy for repair and stuff. And I wish you well with your recovery from
Oh,
that.
hang on. Recovery from surgery.
Yeah, and then...
So that's not actually the DOMs, is it? Or,
I assumed you had both going on, that you... but I don't know. Maybe...
I'm confused.
I don't know.
Anyway, Honest Hemp, who I work with, they've got this hemp deep relief warming gel now. I guess that's sort of pre-workout, get your muscles ready. And then soothing cooling gel, see-through bottle. It's not really. For post-workout. And this chamois, how do you pronounce that? Is it chamois cream? So you don't chafe. So like people like cyclists and stuff. And when I was at my biggest as a bodybuilder, my quads used to chafe together actually. So that would have been great for me.
yeah, wish you luck with your recovery there from those those two things.
Yeah, good luck, my friend.
Like the cleaner you eat, the more your body hasn't got to utilise so much like energy for digestion and figuring out what to do with all the food-like substances that come from processed stuff. And yeah, you can do more like repairing. And
Following recovering from surgery. Right, I'm with it now.
And what were we learning about? It's good to not eat for 3 hours before bed, and to have a window in between meals. That's good for your body to have energy for like repair and stuff, isn't it? Is that something you were telling me?
I don't think so.
Oh, I made it up.
I could be wrong. I'm just going to look for this video that Andre was then on about.
Oh, okay.
Plant-based news. Keep talking.
They're good stuff.
Yeah, they're good people.
Plant-based news. Yeah. I didn't quite see the comments, but I think some people might have been saying that they haven't had the best day today. I'm very sorry to hear that. Very sorry. Maybe we should have some love hearts in the chat for anyone that's having a bad day today. Bad day. Let's have any sort of love heart emojis that you can find. Please, let's have a love bomb session just for a minute there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I'm having a good day today. I had 2 bad days the last 2 days where mentally I didn't feel so great. But today I feel like I've come out of it and I feel really good. I think sometimes that contrast just makes you feel really good, doesn't it? If you've had a naff day and then you have a good day or just a normal day, you just in comparison feels so good. It really helped me to keep doing my cold showers in the morning and my meditation straight after as soon as I wake up. I think that helps me to get out of a bad mood or a bad place much quicker than I ever used to be able to before I started those great things.
I can't find that video, Andre. Did you say on Facebook, Plant-Based News? How do I find that video? Was it today? I can't see it today. Gemma, have you seen this advert about plastic?
No.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's the government talking about what they're going to do for saving us from plastic, but they're complete liars apparently. So this video, Greenpeace made it. Look, it's really cool.
Right.
Give that a look on Plant-Based News, a video about plastic from Greenpeace, as I said. Look at it. That sounds like this is actually what we dump on other countries every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Really bad.
It's good. It's good ad, isn't it? Good video. Look at that.
Powerful.
This is the actual amount of plastic waste the UK dumps on other countries every single day.
Every day. What do they want it for?
Yeah.
They don't want it any more than we want it.
Right, where was I? Aled, I'm in Wales. The vegan scene is non-existent to my belief. And the next year, though, which cities would you recommend to me as vegan? Norwich. We're number one. Bristol is good for vegans as well, as is Brighton, and of course Londinium. Thanks, Half Greek. Let us know how you enjoy it. Polish vegan, just wondering what was your favourite school subject? Mine is history for life. Don't know what that means, but I like it. What was your favourite subject?
I think I liked art.
I think I would say art.
I think that was it. There was times when I didn't mind, English or maths. Little periods where I didn't mind some of it, depending on the teacher and what particular things we were learning, I guess. But yeah, I didn't like science. I did not like German and geography. I was really bad at it. And so during my GCSE year, I decided to not study for those exams whatsoever. So I had more energy to focus on the other subjects I thought were more important. So consequently, I got a G in my GCSE for geography and G for German. And I just said, well, it's G for German and G for geography. So
you got it right.
I got it right.
You won.
I did better on the other ones, so that was good.
Alex M, you should respond to Bart Key. Who is this Bart Key character? Is anything like that imbecile Bart K?
How do you respond to someone?
D Pat. No, that's not me. Plant-based powered. I hear that peanuts are grown in the ground. Yep, and they use rat poison to kill their pests. Is that true? I don't know, but most peanuts are healthful. There is some country I just heard where they don't measure for the aflatoxins. I think it might have been Uganda or somewhere.
That's not good.
But in the West, you don't need to worry about peanuts being unhealthful unless you eat too many of them. Vegemite cod buds in the house. Pommes powder are drugs and painkillers bad for your gut microbiome. Yes. Andre, rate my super easy potato dip invention. two tablespoons of ground flax. Good. A little bit of water to make it salty. Cajun spices, a little bit of liquid smoke, tomato paste, sriracha. Guilt-free and yummy. I will give that 20 out of 5.
How do you feel about liquid smoke?
Oh, is that meant to be a bit naughty for some reason?
We've never had it, have we? Cause
yeah, it's meant to be some, but do you know what I mean? Like, how much are you using?
I mean, I use a bit of ketchup, and that's got like some sugar in it, but
yeah,
you know, it's a small amount. And
yeah, the dose makes the point. I wonder whether, like, would paprika work? Smoked paprika work in its place?
That's what we tend to use for a smoky taste. But even in some cookbooks, like Gemma Newman's, I think she has like liquid smoke or something similar, you know, like that in there. And I sort of thought, you know, even you've got something in there that's not like 100% whole food or healthy, you know.
Big Spoon Bear has had a long week and going to stand in a park on a Sunday morning.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, enjoy.
Pomodorino, this week I'm going to challenge my social anxiety and try to go out. That's awesome.
That's very good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been learning a bit about anxiety lately. I've been sort of studying it, and one thing is to just do a little bit each day, and to just try to be with it, and to be okay with being anxious, and just to allow it. And supposedly over time, your brain realises that, I actually didn't die from that, and it lessens the anxiety response, like over time.
Yeah. Well, I've heard someone say that it's not so much like emotions that cause us suffering, like it's thinking that we shouldn't feel that way. So, yeah, if you expect that you may have a little anxiety, and no, yeah, like you said, no, that's okay. That's got to be better than thinking I shouldn't feel any anxiety and there's something wrong with me if I do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, that's really. And what is that phrase about courage? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is being willing to act in the face of fear.
Yeah, and you can't be courageous if there isn't any fear.
So that's courageous, man. I my hat's off to you.
Yes.
And yeah, I've had social anxiety. You know, I've had it.
We used to take a lot of drugs and alcohol in order to hide from our social anxieties, you know.
Stupidly, I used to have loads of caffeine thinking I'd be more chatty or whatever, but I dare say that made me even more anxious looking back. Right, it's a tough one, but you can do it, Pomo. Have you heard of Joe Dispenza's work? You might like to look into Joe Dispenza. We're having a little bit of a go with his stuff to do with rewiring your neural pathways so that you think differently, basically. It's a bit of a process, but if it works half as good as he says, and you know he's got like hundreds of testimonials, if it's half as good as people say, it's going to be worth investing that half an hour to 1 hour 15 or whatever it is each morning to do his it's a special meditation. And
I've even heard some people in testimonials saying, I did the meditation maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Not everyone even said they did it every day, so don't let the time put you off. And he says that the time it takes is the most challenging thing of the whole thing. Other than that, like it's not challenging, you know. And another thing that's interesting that he says is like that the thoughts we think, it's like, I think he says something like it's 95% the same every day. Yeah. So you're creating the same life every single day. So what's happened to you in the past, that's your predictable future. It's going to be the same unless you deliberately make changes.
By living in the now and changing it.
changing
it yourself.
Visualizing yourself living the way you want to live, so your body can't tell the difference between if your brain's visualizing really vividly or if it's that you're seeing something actually happen or you're remembering.
Yeah.
So if you visualize yourself succeeding, that sets up new neural pathways, new chemicals in the body. You know.
Yeah. So you're leveraging neural pathways. You're leveraging hormones. You're leveraging. We already said neuroplasticity. What other thing? Epigenetics. If it's to do with like an illness or something that you're trying to change.
Yep.
It's
I'm
meant to be
excited by
huge.
it all. Yeah.
If you've not seen it, Promo Dorino, I would invite you to type Joe Dispenza London Real and watch his latest video there, and that will tell you a little bit about his latest book, which is the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which I've just listened to. It's over 10 hours long, but it's such a good time investment. And then the first 2 parts are kind of the whys and wherefores and hows of the process, which is important to know. But in the last third of the book is the important bit that you need to sort of refer to and the practice. And it tells you how to do this meditation, which is in like 4 parts. First week you do part 1, second week you do part 1 and 2, third week you do parts 1 through 3, and so on. So these are on YouTube. So Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, look for that book. And then what is it called? Water Rising Meditation. If you type in Water Rising Meditation, there'll be like a video that's about an hour and 15. If you're lucky as well, you may see that people have put up the first quarter, the first half, the 3 quarters, and as I said, the whole thing is also there. And you can just use that, listen to it, and do the meditation, do the processes.
It's good to know why you're doing it first, though.
You need to know why you're doing it for it. You need to kind of believe in it, I think.
Yeah, and to get why, he speaks in a weird way as well. And when you first hear it, you think like this is weird. But if you get what why he's doing the things he's doing and etc. and talking that way, then it makes sense. So.
It seems powerful. I mean, we've not got right through it yet and got like the answers, but so many people have.
I've been doing it for 3 years.
Well, you have got some changes, I'd say.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 3 months. First, I focused on letting go of the feeling of guilt when I live the life I want and say what I want, and etc. And I've let go of so much of that. I used to, in my mind, rehearse a lot of like what I'd say if I was like in trouble, or like what if the police tell me off for cycling on the path. I think if I had to go on the path for a minute, I'd be thinking, what am I going to say? And I'd notice I'm rehearsing it, and I think, what am I doing? And I don't do that anymore. So I've definitely changed a lot. And so it's about getting out of the stressful place that we live in all the time, and therefore you can digest better, you can sleep better. So I used to take 30 minutes to an hour to get to sleep every night. Since I've been doing the meditation, 10 to 20 minutes maximum, and I'm asleep. That's a huge difference for me. And yeah, I've just been doing that. So definitely my body is less stressed. And stress is like the biggest driver of disease, I think. And my digestion has, on the whole, been better as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens just if I keep going with it.
Yeah. Let us know how you get on, Pomo. We want to cheer you on.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, my friend. Half Greek, going to my great niece's 3rd birthday party tomorrow. She's vegan, so that makes it my favourite. Yeah. Good on you. At least you're not a liar. Bloody hell, my wiggle's been born in painful since I busted my ribs. Yuck. Can't work. Takes ages to sit up. Yeah. Bless you. You could try the Joe Dispenza thing for like healing. It sounds like a load of old crazy woo-woo nonsense, but
it's very science-based.
He would have said the same thing, but it's really science-based, and he's come from this science background, and he says he's had so many like mystical experiences now that he holds a lot of sort of trust and belief in like that there's sort of a higher power and you can tap into it, and that you probably are it.
And you'll say like there's some intelligence within you that you don't have to be in control of, that makes your heart beat, that makes thousands of processes like every second in your body happen. You don't have to consciously think about any of that stuff. So it's kind of saying that you can connect and tap into that, that part of you that's always healing you. You get a cut and it just heals. You don't have to think about it. But we get in these patterns of thinking, I have chronic fatigue, or I have this illness, and he's saying that we can change our mind and change our energy and tap into that power that has the ability to bring us into a state of balance and alignment if we just get out of the way, which I think is very exciting.
Canon, I heard that K1 is poorly converted to K2. Is that true? Yes. But it's irrelevant now because there is so much of it. If you eat a half healthy diet, you'll get many times the K1 that you need to convert into K2. So it's a non-issue. Certain bacteria in certain of our organs do it for us. The only time you may run into an issue is if you've been unfortunate enough to have done a course of antibiotics and you've hurt your microbes, basically. So it's a non-issue. Other than that, don't worry about it. Is there a vegan source of direct? Yeah, natto, which is a weird fermented soybean product. It's all stringy and goopy and weird looking. I think it's meant to stink in it.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Natto.
Oh, I've not heard anything about that. I don't know.
It looks horrible. I am certainly not drawn to try it. Viva Life, who I'm a brand ambassador with, they actually, with their vegan vitamin D supplement, they do a complex with K2. So there's a way of getting it as well. Apparently there is some science to suggest that there may be some benefit to a bit of direct K2. I don't know how robust that science is, but that is a thing. And so, yeah, I do get it with my D3 anyway. So, but I probably get like 1,000% of my RDA of K1. So it should be a non-issue for me.
I think we've been on for an hour, have we?
Yeah.
Just saying. Not that I want to go immediately. I'm just.
Yeah, no, we have got to do some things, haven't we? Just see if there's anything.
I like seeing all the love hearts in the chat. Very good.
Yeah.
Funky old music this evening.
Oh, Andre, yeah, that was the thing I did with joe.co.uk, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a fun day, that was. Oh, someone was talking about doing a documentary with me. Who was that?
Ooh.
Vegan photographer. Okay, vegan photographer. I'll have a little look. We're mad busy at the minute trying to get our course out, but I would certainly give that some thought potentially. And thank you for your kind offer. Right, I think we better go and do some other things. How did we?
Oh, hang on. Cat G is saying it's my birthday. Please give me a shout out. How can we refuse that?
Who's that? Cat G.
G.
Cat G, happy birthday. Let's send Cat G some presents, some, what do you do at birthdays? Cakes, balloons,
Emojis.
blowers,
Go, go, go.
party poppers. Go, go, go. Just before we sign off, we've got to give her some love.
Yeah, happy blooming birthday.
Yeah, happy blinking birthday.
What are you up to? Tell us all your business.
Yeah, tell us your business.
But we're about to go now, so be fast.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on the toast. And the cameras rolling. Follow us on the gram, Hench_Herbivore.
Gemma_Herbivore.
We do loads of stories and great posts, and you really got to see them. They're fantastic.
Today I did a video all about needs, meeting needs, and how we go about trying to meet our needs in roundabout ways, and then we get resentful and upset with people because they don't read between the lines of what it is that we actually want and mean during our language. Yeah.
Sounds like a great. And I showed you what I had for dinner.
Oh, I haven't put it up yet. I'll put it up.
It was
later.
spectacular.
I filmed it, but I haven't put it up. But anyway, that's coming, so follow us on the gram. Come on.
If you're looking for recipes, our 2 cookbooks are half price, just $4.99. Link in the description. Get us money. If you're new here, we'd love you to become part of this wonderful community. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified of new videos and not live streams. YouTube don't tell you about live streams. They're bloody useless. What is it? Friday?
Yes.
Hopefully I'll be on Sunday morning about 7 or 8 a.m. for a solo stream. That's if my good friend Mooncat can sort out my Streamlabs, but I'm sure he can because he's basically a genius.
He knows everything.
He just knows everything. Is that everything?
Yeah, just have a great weekend. Whatever you're doing, take care of yourselves, everyone.
Yeah, have a lovely time. Thanks for hanging. We really appreciate your company, and we love you very much. It's good night from me.
Good night from me. Goodbye.